Human memories have always baffled the psychological world. They have always been the center of all ideas surrounding why, how, and what we think as individuals. Yet, all memories are different regardless of whomever you are. No one has ever had access to what you think, how you imagined it, and what you remember. Until now. Dr. Rory Lawton, a professor at Vanderbilt University, had broken through to a new age of psychology with his machine, the ThinkMaster 3000. A simple device that connects to the hippocampus, in which the controller of the device is transported into the memory of a person it's connected with. For the first time in human history, we now have the ability to share memories with each other. He, accompanied by his documentary team, journeyed through the minds of a couple with marriage trouble, in a first glimpse of inside the human mind. Here, we meet our patients, Mr. Shane Lipchik, world-renowned actor and director, and his wife, Sarah Lipchik, a struggling writer and emotional support beam for Shane. After a course of traditional marriage counseling, Mr. and Mrs. Lipchik agreed to participate in the experimental procedure under the guidance of Dr. Lawton.
The ThinkMaster 3000 will allow access to each of your memories, stripping away all the socially imposed inhibitions and inhibitions, is that the right word? Stripping away all the socially and societally imposed inhibitions and restrictions of verbal communication.
Once everyone had agreed to the terms and conditions, the procedure began the next day. When arrived in the memory of Mr. Lipchik, however, things began to go south very quickly. Tired of dissecting fights in which he could no longer care to remember for, Mr. Lipchik simply turned and left. He remembered an old park he loved as a child and decided to go there and hide out. Sarah, however, devastated that her husband had no interest in fixing anything, began to search his mind for clues on her suspicion that he was having an affair. What she found was dozens of love letters addressed to their personal gardener, Louis Haliflex, who had been serving them for over 10 years. Learning of their affair broke her indefinitely. Shane, meanwhile, enjoyed an ice cream cone and watched the birds at the park. This was not going how Dr. Lawton wanted it to. Sarah, having a fit, threatened to unplug Shane's cerebellum in retaliation for his affair. And Dr. Lawton, now fearing for his life, tried to negotiate Sarah from killing them all. If one is to unplug the mind while they are still within it, he assured her they would not survive. Amidst the chaos, however, Shane decided to take a long look at his memories with Sarah. He watched them have their first date and move into their first house together. Even the first time they made love. With remembering why he fell in love with his wife in the first place, he had realized the affair with Mr. Haliflex was a mistake and had to own up to his wife. For he knew, if he truly loved her, there was nothing they couldn't get over with if he told her the truth. It was time to reconcile. There were no survivors. Except for one documentarian who couldn't recall how he had escaped, but with him brought the video footage of the encounter prior to the meltdown of the procedure. It was unfortunate, of course, the way the story ended for our friends. But perhaps it was the greatest lesson that we could have learned in modern psychology. Maybe memories weren't meant to be accessed by others, but only expressed. Maybe there are some things that we shouldn't have the power of. Humanity was made to push the boundaries of limitations, but also retreat when we know we've gone too far. Human nature may never be understood until the moment is too late.